Hello, people. Welcome back to the Science Exploration Zambia Science Advancement podcast show. So, again, we're back again for the Wednesday podcast, and I'm joined with the boys once again. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Yes, you're
I'm
fine. How are you?
fine. How are you?
I'm alright. But not really okay because I'm really up, and this is like 2. Yeah, supposed to be sleeping, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hope you guys are doing well. So last week we looked at a very interesting discussion. We talked about tech advancements, and today we want to talk about something that's very interesting. I would like to hear both views from you guys. And the discussion of today is: has the syllabus structure affected tech advancements? So I don't know how it's affected. Maybe it's in a positive way. It could be in a negative way. So I would love to hear both from you guys. So yeah, I would love to throw this discussion on the table. I don't know who's going to pick it up, but yeah, I would have loved starting first, but I prefer one of you guys to start first, and then yeah, start moving.
Okay. I think the syllabus has affected the tech advancement in Zambia in a positive way, in the sense of introducing the ICT, the information communication technology, in primary schools. I think that was a very good idea when they introduced ICT in primary schools because people students will start learning about technology at a tender age, and they'll grow up knowing most of the things in a sense where when they reach in, let me say, secondary school, they'll have more knowledge and they'll be able to they'll become familiar with most of the things. So I think in those areas, I think that's a very, very good thing what they did, the introduction of ICT. I think those lines.
Yeah. I would say I agree with what Aaron has said. When they include something like that in the syllabus, it helps students like to even like I don't know to motivate them to learn something new because it is something that was not in the syllabus way back, but that gives I don't know motivation to new students to look for it and then learn about the ICT thing. I think that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but I don't want to disagree with what you guys are saying, but okay, maybe my opinion. I
Yeah.
think the syllabus structure in Zambia for me has affected a lot of advancements, not only tech, but since today our discussion and our focus is on technology, I would say that it has affected the advancements of tech in a negative way because in as much as they've incorporated ICT and these other um, IT related subjects in the syllabus now. But if you look at the structure of the Zambian syllabus, the standard is we are too theoretical. The components of our syllabus are based on theory. There is too much theory. We've not exposed most of our students to the industry. We talk of being practical. I'll give an example since we're talking about tech. There's a series that I watched on YouTube on about Silicon Valley. I think the last time we even talked about Silicon Valley. So you find that in Silicon Valley, you find that some guys would drop from high school and just go in the industries. They start coding. You leave school and then you just start doing coding. Huh? So you realize that sometimes we've put too much theory in our people in the sense that practical is a foreign thing. It's more like a foreign language. It sounds foreign to them. When you talk of
But
practical, a lot
can
of
I
people,
can I add something? I don't know. Can I add something to what we're saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
the way you're saying it has affected on a like negatively, right?
yeah, yeah, negative.
Yeah. So, but don't you think like the fact that it is even included right now because it wasn't that the fact that it is even included right now, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a face. Oh, I don't know. Like what's your
I
opinion?
I think I would say I think it's just both sides. There's a positive side to it and a negative side to it. Because
But
according to what Caliber said, right, some people drop out of schools and then they start coding,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then they're okay. So like in developed countries, there's okay. Some people are known of doing that, right? They like the Mark
yeah,
Zuckerberg, the Bill Gates, people those they dropped out of college. But I would say in Africa, I don't want this to sound bad, but like in Africa, there's this poverty levels, right?
yeah, yeah,
Where one drops out of school, there's some people that are not able to have like to take courses for, that online courses for, because you can't just stop, drop out of school and then you start programming. Because for you to drop out of school, it means that at least you have a little knowledge about
yeah. You've got an
coding.
alternative, huh?
Or
Alternative.
if you drop out of school, then with the way Zambia is, it's not like the internet is free. Buying a PC is free. So those are one of the things that may affect us in a way. So I think that's why I'm trying to cite on the positive way, because I would say, okay, let me say disabled people, right?
Yeah, yeah,
We have people in this the system of introducing ICT in primary schools and secondary schools is an advantage to them, because in a sense, not every disabled person can be an engineer. I would say they can be, but not everyone. There's different type of
yeah,
disability. But because when it comes to tech is just, you just have to sit, start coding. You don't have to move. So I think that's also an advantage to them in a sense where even when they don't have the money, they don't have the PC, they have the knowledge because they will learn it from school, and that would help them in some way. Even when they drop out, at least they have something. But if you just drop out of school, then you don't have anything. You don't have information. Then you look at also the part of online and the internet, because internet in Africa, I would say in our country, Zambia, is really bad.
yeah.
People
True,
are complaining.
true,
So I
true.
think, so I would say it's just both-sided. Even the way Caliber said, we are more theoretical than practical. Even that is a factor, I would say. Yeah, those are just, I think it's both-sided, that's how I would put it. Yeah.
yeah. Maybe yeah. Let's put it that way, because I thought maybe like I don't know, the first step of like introducing the course in school, that was like a big part, because that to go through an important decision. Things come with time, right? We can't just, I don't know,
Yeah, yeah. That's
start in
true.
and then expect the result like 2 years. No, it won't be like that. I'm sure for like right now, I don't know, those like people have benefited from the introduction of ICT in high school might be even like maybe people from 3 years back or something like that. So like, I don't know. We just have to wait, give them time, and be confident that we are going to have a positive outcome.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
for me, I feel yeah, you've talked. I love that patriotism from you. Huh? It's good showing so much love for the country and how we're progressing. Um, in my addition to what I've said, I'm not nullifying the fact that we are progressing well. That's why I said it's a two-sided thing. There is a positive part and there is a negative part. But I feel the negative part overweighs the positive part, because you look at the syllabus structure. For me, the syllabus structure has to change for us to see certain changes in terms of many advancements in science, including technology. Because the thing is that we are too theoretical in the sense that we just grasp things for the sake of an exam. You don't do it because you're going to be practicing that in the industry. You've seen that's the difference between our country and countries that are developing. Countries that are developing are based on 60% practical. Most of the students in other countries, you'll find that 60% of their work is done on practical basis. I think Salim may agree with me, because I've heard a lot of people who come from China say um, you do a lot of practice that side. Theory is there, but you guys consider practice too much. Again, it's not that I'm trying to look at Zambia and say no, Zambia is not doing well, but I feel this should be a challenge for country. And I've heard a lot of people complain on the internet, on Facebook. People will be like, the problem is our syllabus is designed in a way that you just want to pass the exam. You've seen. And when you talk of tech advancements require people that are going to step out with a practical skill. you won't go into an IT interview. For example, a software engineer, you won't go for an interview and you start telling them, no, the back end, the Python, Java. No, when you reach the industry, they'll give you a problem. How are you going to sort this problem as a software engineer? How can you solve this problem as a network administrator? You get, so you'll find that if you only took theory
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
and you've got a theoretical
Exactly.
If you only rely on if you only
theory.
rely on theories, then you won't be like able to pass that interview or something. Is it
Yes,
what you're trying to
true.
say?
That's why there's a time, I don't know if you saw something that I posted on my status like a few weeks ago. I was like, it's very good to have a good degree, but at the end of the day, what matters the most is the work ethic and the skill that you get. Because you'll find that most people that have got class one degrees, it's actually hard for them to even get jobs. The reason being is you've got theoretical ideas. You can do a very good interview, but nowadays interviews are based on practical. The world is evolving with practical. The industry requires people that have got practical skills, not people that are theoretically minded. A person who's theoretically minded is good at talking. But
Can I interrupt? Can I interrupt a
okay,
little bit?
yeah, no problem.
So in short, you mean we should, I don't know, restructure the syllabus or something?
Yes, exactly. You're getting my point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a way whereby like takes, I don't know, take advancement to be, I don't know, like it should be helped or something to improve.
Okay, for me, I believe
Ah,
most sectors of education aspects, for example, you talk of career paths. I think almost all syllabuses in Zambia have to be revised. I don't know what's your take, Salim. What do you think?
Okay, like the problem, okay, let me just say this, Salim, before you say something, right? I
yeah.
think the problem might be, do we, like, people still working on that same syllabus? I don't know, there are people like from 70s or something, 80s, during that time, like, having a computer, it was like a miracle or something. So, but when things like that change, maybe they should just improve, maybe restructure the board that makes syllabuses by introducing youth or something that know the matter, because like old things are not working these days. So I don't know, like, what do you think?
Me, what
Yeah.
I think is, like what Caleb said, we are more theoretical than practical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, they, I would say the practical part is necessary, but how I would want it to, okay, the way I think it should be, because I think we should be doing like the way most universities do. I would say here, right? In China, what people do is like when you have a lesson, after that you do a practical. But with Zambia, it takes, I'll say, we are more of the theoretical part of learning. And when it comes to technology and advancements in science, it's more of practice. So when you are learning theory, when you're doing theory, it's just like it's the foundation of. I would say it's just the foundation of what you're about to learn. You get, because practical is more important than theory.
Yeah,
So if we if we kind of balance the both of them, like the practical side and the theory, because they both go hand in hand. You can't
true,
have
true,
practical.
my guy, true.
You can't do practice if you don't know what you are doing. So I think we should be just put it in a sense where you do the practice, you do the theory, then after you do the practice. But the way it is, I've been saying this for quite some time. I've been saying that we are prepared for the exam. We are not prepared to know. And that's
True.
the difficult part about it. Because if you're doing things just because you want to pass or you want to get a degree, then I don't get the point of you trying to be a software developer or a database,
Administrator.
because database has to, because the way it is, you learn to know, not to learn to pass. So theory is more, I think it is, when you're just doing theory, it's the same thing. You're just doing it because you want to pass. You're trying to
Okay.
know, but you're doing it.
Let me
The
let me
balance.
let me
Yeah.
say, okay. You think when like when someone is coding, right? You can be
Yeah.
giving someone, I don't know, exam on coding or something. You know
Yeah.
that most exams on coding are not written exams. Like you need to, I don't know,
Yeah,
uh,
practice, huh?
you need to write a code or something. They give you a problem and then you solve that problem. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, same
So
thing.
like
Yeah.
when you look at a problem, maybe do we, I don't know, how is the, I don't know, coding done like in the country? Do they give papers or something, or they give actual problem to solve? So
I I would say the same thing that you're saying, coding, because you can't code. If I think that's what I'm saying, it goes hand in hand. Let's be
yeah,
more theoretical and more practical. Because when you say you can't start coding when you don't know what a string is,
you need to have the, you
don't
need
know what,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So
I was saying you need to have the knowledge. You need to have the knowledge and then practice.
exactly.
Like remove that knowledge and then practice. I don't know. Like, hey, Caleb, how are you seeing it?
Okay, guys, for me, what I would say is just like I earlier stated, it is. I want to agree with what Salim said. I also want to agree with what you said. I think the perfect fit is to balance both. The theory aspects and the practical aspect. Taking note because what has um, overweight the other in Zambia is the theoretical aspect. That's why you find you look at you go into these companies like Airtel, you go into companies like MTN, Zamtel, you find that top software developers, network administrators are not Zambians. The reason is uh, the levels of incompetence by Zambians. The skill is not enough. They can't solve the problems. They can't solve those big problems. And when you talk of tech, you have to deal with complex problems. You have to solve complex problems. You've seen. So I think that's the difference there. If we change and structure our syllabus in a way that it prepares us for practical, I think we'll do a lot of stuff. We'll produce a lot of good engineers, a lot of software developers. We're really going to advance in this area. But so long this syllabus structure is like this, I'm seeing a few people that are really committed making it, because only a few people in Zambia are doing well in terms of having practical skills. And it's because those people are determined, and maybe they did not do their courses outside Zambia. But the main reason why even people go outside to go study in other countries is because they want to get the practical skill. Yeah,
That's,
isn't it? I don't want to attack you guys, but maybe that's the main reason why you also left. It's because
you're attacking now.
it's because you want to it's because you want to get it's because you want to get that good uh uh skill in your area of study. Yeah. So maybe just to get your few points,
Okay,
your
okay,
last point and Odon's last
can
point
you,
before we
okay,
end.
so what, I want to ask a question. What's the conclusion now? From what we've discussed, can someone make a conclusion
No,
about like?
I
I
feel
think, yeah, my
the conclusion,
thing
I
that
think to make this thing very much interesting, in our next episode of the podcast, we can continue from this and maybe even advance it even more. So I think this was just a breaking ground of our new discussion for the next 2 weeks. I think we're going to discuss this for the two upcoming episodes of the podcast. So before we cut, maybe your last few words, his last few words, so that we quickly wrap up.
Aaron, you can go ahead.
I think my last, I would say, considering what we just talked about, I would want to talk to those that are watching and those that are studying, those are in primary, secondary, and higher education. I would say let's make it for us to advance as a country, or us to become better in technology and science and other areas. I would say let us learn to know and not learn to pass. If we learn to know, then we become better. That's what I would say. So the only thing is study to know, not study to pass. And that's just the key to success.
Okay, Odot,
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I would just tell them technology seems to be the future of this world. So if you're not competing in technology, then there's nowhere that you're going. So they may just, I don't know, improve on that technological skills or something. That's what I can say.
Okay, so thank you very much, guys, once again for turning up and for keeping this dream alive, for keeping our podcast moving week in, week out. Really, really appreciate the efforts that we're all making as a team. Uh, I believe we're progressing very, very well. So to everyone who's going to be watching, make sure that you share this video, make sure that you like, tell a friend, tell a friend. This has been the Science Advancements Podcast Show. And make sure that you watch the High School Hub this Friday. Last week we had a technical failure, so we couldn't broadcast the show, but this Friday we are back again. And then you can also you can also listen to our audio podcast on different podcast platforms on Spotify, Google, and many more. There's going to be a poster that's going to be provided so that you check out audio platforms where you can listen to audio podcasts. So to everyone who's going to be watching, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It's been Caleb Munemo, Odon Mulambo, and Aaron Salim. Till you next week, Thursday.
So next Wednesday.
See you.
See you guys.
See you next Wednesday.